Hey everyone, my name is Lizzie and today we'll be talking about what you can do to avoid a beer belly when making homebrew. And if you like these types of videos, give us a like, subscribe to the channel so we'll know what type of videos the audience prefers, and we'll make more of these types of videos in the future. We all know that too much sugar is not good for you, and when it comes to making alcohol, sugar is one of the main components. And just a little quiz, do we know what are the 3 ingredients to make your alcohol from home? It takes sugar, water, and yeast. And these ingredients are essential. We cannot make alcohol without one of the 3 components. We need 3 of them in order for you to have alcohol. And this includes wine, beer, cider, anything that requires fermentation requires these 3 ingredients. And lately there's been a craze about seltzers. So if you've heard about these light beers that have little flavors and are taking the world by storm, and if you're into the seltzer craze, drop a comment below and let me know which you want me to make my own seltzer. So I've watched a few videos on how to make seltzer, and I noticed that a lot of them use distilled water. And they use distilled water because if you use regular tap water, your homebrew will be blurry. However, with distilled water, it clears up the water. Therefore, your seltzer, since it has no color, it will look better because the water will be clear. But in the meantime, we're not here to talk about seltzers. We want to talk about regular beer, wine, and cider, and how to make these drinks have less calories. First of all, what is a calorie? A calorie is a unit of energy that increases 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius. So basically, it's the amount of energy that it takes to make your water heat up from, let's say, 0 degrees Celsius to 1 degree Celsius. How much does this take in terms of energy? And that number is called a calorie. All foods have calories. Calories are essential. If you take less than a certain amount of calories per day, you risk feeling dizziness, drowsiness, and other symptoms that make you not function as well. However, we all know that alcohol has empty calories. Therefore, we want to reduce this calorie intake when making your homebrew. According to my research, alcohol has 7 calories per gram, and sugar, which is one of the main components of alcohol, has only 4 calories per gram. Therefore, when you look at this equation, you'll see that on one end versus the other, so alcohol versus sugar, alcohol has more calories than sugar. It has 3 calories more per gram than sugar. What does this mean? Contrarily to popular belief, this means that if you have, for example, vodka, rum, or a 40% alcohol, this will give you more calories than beer or wine. Why? Because beer or wine may be sweeter. However, there is so much more alcohol in the strong alcohol, in the distilled alcohol, and the alcohol accounts for 7 calories instead of the 4 calories of sugar. And since there's so much more alcohol, there are a lot more calories present in those hard liquor compared to fermented drinks. Therefore, if you're watching your waistline or if you want that summer body, it would be best to drink less strong alcohol. And this all depends on the size of your glass. So the bigger your glass, the more calories you will intake. And another aspect is also back sweetening. And back sweetening, what this is, it's when your alcohol is done fermentation, you add more sugar at the end because you don't find it sweet enough or it's not to your taste. Therefore, you add more sugar once the fermentation is done, and this will increase the calories inside your alcohol. Therefore, just be careful with back sweetening. You do not want to back sweeten too much. And if we had to compare a regular glass of alcohol versus one with back sweetening, the one with back sweetening will have more calories because of the added sugar. And in all types of drinks, when the yeast ferments the sugar, meaning when the yeast transforms the sugar into alcohol and CO2, the hydrometer will read 0.990 to 1.000 when the fermentation is done. However, the yeast never eats all or 100% of the sugar. There's always a little residue of sugar left inside your beer, your wine, or your cider. And this sugar accounts for the calories. So the leftover sugar accounts for the calories inside your homebrew. Therefore, the main ingredient that accounts for calories is number 1, the alcohol, and number 2 is the sugar, because alcohol has higher calories than sugar. And if you want to compare different drinks, so let's say we put a beer in a pint, we put cider in a pint, and wine in a glass. Beer in a pint has roughly 182 calories. Cider, contrarily to popular belief, has more calories than beer because it's sweeter than beer typically. Instead of 180 like beer, cider has 215 calories in a pint. and a glass of wine. So a glass is smaller than a pint. However, wine has roughly 160 calories. And generally speaking, wine has, this might be surprising to a few, wine has more calories than beer because wine typically has 10 to 12% alcohol and beer has 4 to 5% alcohol. And when it comes to dessert wine, like Porto, for example, there's even more calories in this drink. When looking at some of these drinks, it's getting high up in there for calories. For example, cider, which is at 225 calories per pint. This is very high, and it's almost equivalent to a McDonald's cheeseburger, which is at 280 calories. And in terms of drinks, the more you add, when you add Coke to chase your rum, for example, or you make a Long Island iced tea, the calories go up as well. It also has an impact when you eat food with it. Usually when you drink, you tend to make poor food choices, and these affect the number of calories that are ingested when drinking. And I'm curious to know, does anyone know how to measure the grams of sugar inside their homebrew? Because in order to measure the amount of sugar, we need a hydrometer. And this hydrometer gives us a value that ranges from 0.990 all the way down to the hydrometer, but this amount is not in grams. Therefore, there must be a sort of conversion system that transforms this value from the hydrometer into the amount of grams of sugar. However, I tried looking it up online and it seems complicated. Therefore, if anyone has a simple way to explain how to calculate the number of grams of sugar inside your homebrew, drop a comment below. I'd be curious to know how this is calculated. Therefore, in order to have less calories or to avoid that beer belly, it would be to lower your proportions of drinking, or you can use less sugar inside your home brew. However, by using less sugar, this will affect the taste of your alcohol. Therefore, people who prefer dry wine tend to have healthier choices. But I'd like to specify that seltzer does not necessarily mean that it's healthier or there's less calories than beer or cider. It really all depends on the percentage of alcohol present and the amount of sugar inside your homebrew. Another alternative is to look at the differences between using honey and sugar and to calculate the amount of calories in both items, because both of them will be eaten by the yeast. And the more complex the sugar is, the harder it is for the yeast to eat. Therefore, yeast has no problem eating simple sugars. However, when it comes to more complicated, like molasses, for example, honey, it tends to leave some sugar behind. And when sugar is left behind, there's less alcohol present in your homebrew because alcohol levels increase when the yeast eats the sugar and turns it into alcohol and CO2. Something else I would suggest, so if you do not like dry wine but you're trying to cut back on the sugar, you can have less sugar. And if you do not like the taste of your alcohol, you can always add flavoring. And this flavoring can be added at the end of the fermentation. So once fermentation is done, you'll be able to flavor your alcohol by adding liquid extracts, for example. You can also add tea bags inside your fermentation. I have never tried to add tea inside a homebrew. However, this is one of my projects. I'd like to add fruity teas like peach tea and see if there's a strong flavor that results from it, because I added fruits before, and I would suggest do not add fruits inside your homebrew and leave it there for the whole duration. What I would suggest is to add fruits, however, remove it after a few days, because if you leave your fruits in for flavoring and you leave them during the whole fermentation, the fruits are left outside, since the fermentation temperature should be roughly around 26 degrees Celsius to stay optimal. Therefore, these fruits are left outside and have a tendency to rot, and your alcohol might taste like rotten fruits and probably is not the flavor that you're looking for. Therefore, I would avoid fruits in general, because another fruit that I've tried to add was lemon to give it a lemony flavor, and it destroyed the pH of my wash. The yeast performs optimally in a pH of 5. And once you put lemon inside your homebrew, your wash becomes more acid, meaning the pH will decrease to 2 or 3, and the yeast is not happy in this environment and has a hard time eating the sugar that's present and producing alcohol. And if you're interested in making different types of alcohol, we make some that are more diet friendly. In terms of dry wine, we'll add less sugar. We change our recipe. However, if you prefer sweet wine and you want to add more sugar, we have other recipes that include molasses, brown, yellow, or white sugar, and all of them are delicious options, so you can book a class. The link is in the description below. And if you found this video valuable, share with a friend. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.